In light of Dylann Roof being convicted of the murders of these 9 people, there was something strange at the time. In case you didn't know, one of those people who were shot was Clemente Pinckney, this man here. And at the time he was shot and killed in that church by Dylann Roof, a Democratic member of the South Carolina Senate. He was representing the 45th District and had been from the year 2000 until his death in 2015. And he was also the senior pastor at Mother Emanuel AME in Charleston. What I thought was strange was the reaction of Lindsey Graham, the senator, a senator for South Carolina, and his reaction, or lack thereof, to a fellow politician's death. Lindsey Graham, it took him days to come out and say anything about what happened. And when he did, he went on The View. They interviewed him. And I, of course, was waiting with bated breath to hear Lindsey Graham's reaction to the horrific death of one of his peers there in South Carolina. And I'm going to play that interview here.
And here he is, folks, Lindsey Graham on The View.
Tragedy is still unfolding in South Carolina. 9 people killed in a church shooting in Charleston. The prime suspect, 21-year-old Dylann Roof, still at large and no motive. Right now, we're joined in Hot Topics by South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. Welcome. I'm so sorry. First of all, you're the senator from South Carolina. Where were you when you first heard about this?
Where were you on the night of when you first heard about this, and why have you waited until now to offer condolences about a major incident in your state?
Here, I left last night to come here, and about 9 o'clock we got an alert, and all night people have been calling. President Obama's just calling here in a second to offer.
So they all got an alert at around 9 o'clock that something was happening. And didn't they say that the call came in at 9:05 that they had shots fired and an incident happening going down at the church? Wow. And he's just now offering condolences. He knew. Right when Dispatch knew.
His condolences. The FBI has really been helpful. I talked to Joe Riley. I think we may have caught the guy.
Really?
Yeah.
The suspect the 21-year-old suspect.
I'll let somebody else confirm that. I heard that he may have been caught
We got
in North Carolina.
good photos of him, a description
Well, my
of the car.
niece went to school with him.
Are you kidding?
What?
My
His niece went to school with him. Just so happened, did y'all catch that?
sister, I don't email, but I get texts, and we'll talk about it on the next show. But she said that my niece, Emily, went to school with him in the 8th grade.
Wow.
He looks like he's not too far from that time. He's only 21 years old. He happens to be a friend of the family, or went to school with, has some kind of tie with Mr. Lindsey Graham. Lindsey.
And went to the same high school. I don't know if he finished high school, but strange, disturbed young man.
Have you heard anything more about the suspect? We know he has 2 arrests, one for drugs, one for trespassing.
So Darlene said that Emily said that in school he was just a quiet, strange kid.
Yeah.
It's like
Darlene said that so-and-so said that so-and-so said he knows enough about so-and-so. And this so-and-so weird kid he's saying just so happened to kill a state senator from South Carolina. Oh, state legislature, South Carolina.
One of these Newtown type guys.
Yeah, we were talking.
Why'd you have to bring up Newtown type guys with this bowl on his head? What are you trying to say there? Why is everybody acting so funny?
Before about what we all sort of feel emotionally when news like this happens, and
Terrible, just terrible.
Went straight to maybe a scenario like, you know, we don't have all the facts. This is an alleged suspect. He hasn't.
Yeah, all that good stuff. But I think, one thing it's not. Let's talk about what it's not.
All that good stuff, but let's just tell you what it's not. He is not offered condolences, didn't even want to hear anything about that good stuff. He wanted to tell us what it is not. So, once again, Lindsey Graham is going to tell us something.
It's not a wind into the soul of South Carolina.
No.
It's not who we are. It's not who our country is. It's about this guy.
He's the lone. It's just about this guy. That's all.
Guy's got tons of problems, and to kill people in a church.
Tons of problems.
After sitting there with them for an hour tells you how whacked out this kid is.
And leaving somebody alive so they can tell the story.
So let's tell him a story.
Yes.
He really sounded like he really wanted to tell him a story. Like, boy, you fucked up and got caught, or is it that you what did Lindsey mean by that?
And this congregation, you know, inside the church was established in 1816.
Yeah, well, the pastor's a good buddy. He was in the state senate.
He just so happens to be a good buddy. I can see them hanging out together in pool halls and all that. Not. Just take a couple of links at Wikipedia and you'll be able to research that they probably were not good buddies.
And one of the nicest guys in all of politics, and
and all the politics, and Lindsey Graham is now stating that he's running for president. We all know who he takes orders from. What the heck is he talking about?
Can't explain this. I don't know what would make a young man at 21 get so sick and twisted to kill 9 people in a church.
You don't know why? Of course. Duh, we know that. We're just asking for condolences.
This is
do you think that it's a hate crime? Do you feel like it's a hate crime, or do you think it's more mentally disturbed?
Probably both. One probably precludes the other. There are real people out there who are organized to kill people in religion and based on race.
What? I'm surprised he didn't bring up ISIS. I'm so glad he didn't, though.
This guy's just whacked out. But
he's whacked out? Is it? Oh goodness! You just happen to know him, but not know him.
It's 2015. There are people out there looking for Christians to kill them.
Say what? Not Islam.
So this is a mean time we live in.
You know, I know we're going to talk about your presidential campaign next time, but your campaign is very much
she's saying you're pissing us off and you're kind of acting funny, so we're not going to let you talk about your presidential run. We'll let you talk about that next time, even though you were going to talk about it up until you might be involved in an investigation. You have some condolences to be given.
About security, national security, and keeping us safe at home. Can you talk about,
Yeah, keeping us safe at home, Lindsey. How about that? Safe at home in your own state, in you know where.
Maybe what you think the state of race relations and violence, and I mean, your state's in a moment of really acute crisis. What is happening in the country at large right now?
The first time I ever went to school with an African American child, I was in 6th or 7th grade.
What does that have to do with anything? He's going to talk about the pool hall. I'm going to be highly upset. But let's see what Lindsey's telling us again.
I grew up in a bar in South Carolina. It was segregated. We were on a liquor store, a restaurant, bar, and a pool room. And in the 70s, things changed. So compare that to now. But the one thing I would say, I've never been stopped in a neighborhood because I was black. Mm-hmm. And I had Eric Holder and the President of the United States say that when they were teenagers, that they were stopped for maybe being in the wrong place. So I can't relate to that. All I can say is if it happened to me, I wouldn't like it.
I think that's
great. Let me know what you guys think. This has been Me the People.